It is a cold and chilly morning here, but cold and chilly mornings are the perfect time to plan for those warm, balmy ones. So today I'm going to take you around and I'm going to show you our future orchard setup, which I'm very, very excited about. So without further ado, let me show you the site for our future orchard. So right now I'm in the area behind our small house. This is gonna be my in-laws' garden area. As you can see, they've already been cultivating it and working on growing it. There's some peaches that we already had here where all of my peach seedlings came from. And behind our house is this huge field, which we are in the process of buying a chunk out of. So don't want to get you dizzy. Try and move slow. So our new line will go basically from that tree that sticks out there, behind that tree, all the way across here over to this tree. So all this area right here will be ours. And we're going to cut down a bunch of these cedar trees to get more light in here. It's mostly cedars. There's one sassafras tree, which I do want to keep because I love a good sassafras tree. And there's one big wild cherry down there that I want to keep. But most of this is going to be cleared. And we are planning to plant our orchard here. So this year, we are going to start with 6 apple trees. I'll get into why only 6 and why only apples later. But right now I'm working on spacing these out. They are going to be very well trimmed and pruned and all that. So I've planted these at about 12 feet from center to center to give 5 foot on each side, so a 10-foot diameter across each tree with a little bit of walking space between them. And that is how I have planned to set them out and the size that I'm planning to grow them. And then later, okay, so don't want to unfocus this. So I'll have one here and one here, one there, one there, one there, and one there. And then in the future, it wants to focus so badly. In the future, we'll have another 2 here and another 2 there and another 2 there. Sorry about the focus. It's so bad. So in the future, we'll have 2 pears, an apricot, a cherry, and probably 2 other ones that I haven't decided on yet. And after we get the line all marked out, there might be room for another row going back this way. But that's the idea, and this area is going to be our orchard. So now I'm going to tell you about the trees that I'm planning to buy this year. All right, so first we made our order through a company called Trees of Antiquity. They have a huge selection, and I'll go alphabetically. So our first apple is Allington Pippin. There we go. So like I said, they have a great selection. I really encourage you to look at them. Lots of apples that you've probably never even heard of. So here's our Allington Pippin. It's an old variety. It's a mix of King of the Pippins and Co-Orange Pippin. Let's see. It has cream-colored flesh to intense fruit drop candy or pineapple flavor. It's a medium-sized apple, which is good because if I give my kids a 1-pound apple, they won't eat the whole thing, even if it looks cool. It fits in my zone. It's an heirloom. It's good for fresh eating, cooking pies and sauces. Its harvest period is late, which is good for me because we don't have a whole lot of storage. So if it's already cool out, then I don't have to worry about that too much. I can just put them in the garage. And they store for 1 to 2 months. So that is our first apple. As you can see, they give lots of information. Our next apple will be an Antonovka. I hope I said that right, all my Russian friends. Yes, as you may have guessed from the name, this is a Russian variety of apple. Very popular in Eastern Europe, pretty yellow thing. So one of the big reasons I decided on this one as opposed to other ones is because unlike most apples, Antonovkas actually grow true to seed, which is very unusual in the apple world, and kind of caught my attention. So it's good in my zone. It's an heirloom variety. It's good for cider, fresh eating, cooking, pies, and sauces. Nice multi-purpose apple. Harvest period is late, just like I said before, and the bloom period is mid-season. Now, I did choose all my apples to be mid-season bloom because I want to make sure they get very good cross-pollination. So next is the Cornish gillyflower. Isn't that just the funnest name you've ever heard? All right, so apparently gillyflower is the Old English word for clove, and it shares the fragrance of clove, which is how I got the name. And it's from Cornwall, so it's Cornish. Late 1700s, and very pretty. Sorry for my stuffly nose. Yeah. So it is good in my zone. It's an heirloom variety, good all-purpose variety. It is a very late harvest period, which when you see very late, you're usually talking like December. So very late. Mid-season bloom, so it gets good cross-pollination. Disease resistance is good. That's always a plus. And they store well for 1 to 2 months. Next one on my list is the Nonsuch. Now, that's another fun name, don't you think? Nonsuch is a little bit different than my other ones. It's still mid-season bloom, but it has a slightly earlier harvest. It's more of a eating out of hand apple, if you will. I mean, it can be used for other things, but it's good for snacking on, and it's more of a regular, what I would think of as a regular harvest. Mid-season, kind of your typical early to mid-fall apple. So when my kids are ready to eat apples, because summer is over, we don't have to wait until like after Thanksgiving or something. So that's why I chose this one. I mean, other reasons as well, but that was the consideration with the Nonsuch. Same with the Magnum Bonum, which is also a mid-season harvest. As always, mid-season bloom as well. And this one is another one that is mostly just for eating out of hand. It's a medium size, red over yellow, tender, juicy, aromatic white flesh inside. Beautiful red and yellow skins, early bearer, widely adapted for southern states. Excellent dessert apple and a good keeper, which is always important when you have a whole tree full of fruit. It is good in my zone. It's an heirloom, cider, fresh eating, and like I said, mid-season harvest. So it's a little bit earlier than the other ones, and 3 to 4 weeks. So it's not a great keeper, but it's still pretty good. Now, my last one is fun. It's just for fun, really. This is a foxwhelp. Best name ever. Now, this one is not for eating. Now, you might say, why would you grow an apple tree if it's not for eating? These are very bitter apples. It's a very old variety, first mentioned in the mid-1600s, and it is for hard cider, which I've done a little bit of fermenting here and there with different things. I made some honey mead once, which I plan to do again when we have bees, but I also really love hard cider, so that is one of my dreams that is going to be coming true. Hopefully it comes out really good. Okay, so that is all for the varieties of apple that I chose. And I guess I'll go out and show you where we're going to plant our pomegranate, because I also chose to get a Granada pomegranate. I love pomegranates. Pomegranates are really amazing. They're a very small bush type tree, if you will, or a large bush, small tree. And they can be pruned as a bush or a tree. They're usually self-fertile, so you only need one, and they're very easy to propagate. So if you buy one, you can make yourself some more, which I fully plan on doing. Yeah, I'm just really excited about these ones because I love pomegranates, and in the grocery store, pomegranate juice are so expensive. And I just love them, and they're so good for you, and they're so pretty. So I'll show you where that is going in just a moment. So as promised, this is the site for our future pomegranate tree. It was completely covered in flowers. There were gladiolas and daylilies and a lavender bush and all kinds of other stuff in there, and I took it all out and moved it somewhere else. And this is going to be the nice little eco-climate with the wall behind it for our pomegranate bush tree thing. So I'm very excited about that. For all of you who stuck around till the end, thank you so much for listening in. If you have any comments, leave them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. And don't forget to come back or subscribe or whatever, so you can see how the trees turn out. When they come in, I'll plant them, I'll make videos, I will record all of the pruning and everything and tell you how it goes. So don't forget to stay tuned and plan for warmer weather. I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.